Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee now say they have proof that the FBI misled the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court when it sought warrants to spy on Donald Trump's presidential campaign. They say it was all part of a Democratic Party-led effort that co-opted the FBI into leading the effort to prevent the election of Donald Trump. Well, joining us with more is former federal prosecutor Sidney Powell. She worked for 10 years under 9 U.S. attorneys, both Democrats and Republicans. Ms. Powell is author of the legal thriller License to Die, exposing corruption in the Department of Justice. So, Ms. Powell, I guess the truth is stranger than fiction here. Former top attorney at the FBI, James Baker, says a Democrat-connected lawyer gave him the fake dossier on Donald Trump. At the time, Baker reported to FBI Director James Comey. So what do you make of this political connection and top officials at the FBI using the dossier to get FISA warrants without informing the FISA court of the source?
Well, unfortunately, the FBI has been full of political operatives for at least the last 8 years, probably longer than that, and Department of Justice, too. I mean, I published License to Lie in 2014, and it named names. So this has been going on for quite a long time. It really came to its peak with the presidential campaigns and election of 2016. We've never before seen conduct like the FBI agents and DOJ high officials and private counsel and Christopher Steele and the Clinton campaign and the DNC all conspiring literally to frame President Trump, incoming President Trump, first to try to stop his election and then to set about a course to impeach him if he won. So this is absolutely unprecedented conduct, the likes of which we've never seen before, but it's very real, and more evidence is coming out about it every day.
So this is more than just conspiracy theory. We know that emails suggest there was never an actual hearing for any of the warrants allowing the monitoring of American citizen Carter Page. Now, was that a violation of DOJ rules or a departure from normal procedure? Your thoughts?
No, that part is normal. Courts rarely hold hearings before issuing warrants. The problem with the FISA court is exacerbated in this situation, however, because they sought a warrant against an American national when that shouldn't even happen absent absolutely compelling evidence that they are acting as a foreign agent. I read the Steele dossier myself and the FISA applications to the extent they were unredacted. They were the most specious and baseless warrant applications I've ever seen. You couldn't get a warrant against a known drug dealer based on the allegations that were contained in those documents.
After meeting with Rod Rosenstein on Air Force One, the president said he will not fire the Deputy Attorney General. So should he fire Rosenstein?
I think Rosenstein has been given enough rope. He's effectively hanged himself. It's just a matter of timing. And yes, at some time he's going to have to fire Rosenstein because enough evidence is going to come out that makes it clear that Rosenstein was either a knowing co-conspirator or an absolute idiot. Rosenstein signed the FISA application by his own admission without reading it. There's no way you would sign. Any reasonable lawyer at the top of any organization would sign an application against an American citizen without reading the warrant application, knowing that it will give access to Bob Mueller, in this case, of absolutely anything he wants with anybody who contacted Carter Page or other people in the campaign.
Now, how about Attorney General Jeff Sessions after the midterm election? Should he the president name a new Attorney General who will not recuse himself from overseeing Mueller's Russia investigation?
I think he probably will. I'm not sure he would absolutely have to if he replaced Rosenstein. For one thing, Sessions has said if Rosenstein's fired, he'll go too. But if he didn't, as long as there was a good Deputy Attorney General, Sessions could continue as Attorney General. But I think the president wants a strong Attorney General in the first place. So it wouldn't surprise me if both of them don't go.
Okay, Ms. Powell, how do we expect all of this is going to play out? How do you expect it'll play out before the midterm election and then the impact it may have on voters? We've got less than 30 days to go.
Right. I think the American public is now incentivized to really get out and vote after what we've seen with respect to uh, the horrible way Brett Kavanaugh was treated in the confirmation process and the extent to which the Democrats are willing to go. There's no low that's too low for them, apparently, in their politics of personal destruction. It's like political roller derby. But we're still waiting for the report of the Inspector General for the Department of Justice on all the FISA abuses and the mess that was going on in the FBI and DOJ and running up to the election and then afterwards leading to the appointment of Mueller, which was a completely fraudulent appointment. It should never have happened. So there's a lot that's going to come out in that report. And then if
Do you expect that report? Do you expect that report to come out before the election?
I wish it would, but it's been too quiet, so I don't think it's going to. I still think the president may have to unclassify a lot of that material for the public to see it.
Well, finally,
every time they hide something with redactions, they're doing it to protect themselves, and every time it's been unredacted, we've been able to see that.
And finally, if the Democrats regain the House of Representatives, what might happen? Will House oversight efforts to get at the truth be shut down?
Oh, yes. The Democrats have already made it plain that they will shut down the current investigations and open investigations into things that just to further impede the president. It would be horrible. These are the most important midterms this country has ever faced. We need to give this president the support he needs to carry his agenda forward. Imagine what he could do if he were unleashed from the Mueller investigation, which has been a cloud over him the entire time, and actually had some support in Congress and the Senate enough to get things done.
Well, probably that's probably why it's still going on.
Yep.
Okay.
There's no limit to how great we could be.
Former federal prosecutor, legal analyst Sidney Powell, thanks so much for your insights.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.